Hello. So in the previous videos we made an initial API which returns a string, and we have already set up Postman so that it helps us in our testing. So now let's level up a bit. So almost in all the cases where you will be dealing with APIs, you will not be returning your custom strings, but you will be returning objects. And for example, uh, if someone wants the details of your bank account, not someone but your bank itself wants to fetch the details of your bank account, you will be hitting the backend APIs and will be giving, and the backend API will be giving you the object of your bank account details. So almost all the cases you will be dealing with objects. So let's first try to create few objects. At first let's just go with POJOs. So for people who don't know, I will just make a separate package POJO. So for people who don't know, POJO is just an acronym for plain old Java object, and it is nothing but a Java class which contains just properties, nothing else, only properties and their getter setter methods. I am not going to get into getter and setters, but let me know if that is a requirement. So at first I will just make a person class. What does a person has? This property would be name, and let's just get the height. Let's just assume that it is a whole number in feet, centimeter or whatever. And what else? Wait. Oh, come on. This should be fine. And we will have to make its getter and setter methods. But let's just make it, and then we will come to the point why it's necessary. So let me see if it has getter and setter. So I want for all of them. Okay, not generated for one. Come on. Okay. We have getters and setters for our properties. So in our test controller we will not return a role string. We'll make object next person 1. Okay, it needs import. I will just import it. New person. I haven't made any constructor, so I will have to use new person 1 dot. Okay, let's just make it private. I'm not going into the details why we should make private or why we have made getters and setters, but let me know if you need to know about this. I can just make a small video on this. Let's say set name. Colgate. Set name of the dog. I will just use set height. Let's say he's of 150 centimeters. It's not a string, it's an integer. And let's use set weight. It's of 58 kgs. And instead of returning the string, we will return our object person1. Here we will have to make sure that we return person. Now here, once you run it, you will see something different. So let's just run this. We will do it both on browser and Postman, then we will just use Postman for our use case. So here you can see, okay, so Firefox actually displays in this fashion. So let's just go to the raw data. So on most browsers you will be seeing this. So this is nothing but the JSON representation of our object. So this is the start of our JSON object, this is the end. These are the properties before the colon, and after the colon is the value of the property. So we have name, that is Colgate, height, that is 150, weight, that is 58, and each property is separated by a comma. So I also, if you want some details around why JSON is used, why is it only JSON, and how is it useful, we can make a video on that. But the good thing about Firefox is that it also displays some additional tabs for our use case, and it displays our JSON in a good format here. But this is the raw data that gets returned from our server, and let's see how Postman represents it. So it represents in a prettified JSON format. So this is our data. Now the question comes, how exactly did our object get converted into this? So that's all the work of Spring Boot behind this hood. From the point where you return this object till it went to the requester. In this case, our requester is the one who hits this particular URL. These all things are handled by Spring Boot itself. So it converted this to JSON, and we are seeing this prettified one. And this is how an actual API looks. So you will hit a particular URL and you will get a JSON response. So this is our first actual API that uses object, to be specific, that uses POJO. And that's it.